Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chess Media channel. My name is Tony and today we'll be flying the Boeing 737-800 BBJ2 as usual. Today we're going to be departing from Rhode Island and we scheduled to be flying all the way to, I think, Hartford, something like that. Let me just make sure. And today we're going to be flying to Bradley International Airport here from the Rhode Island. Alright, so today we're going to be flying with the FS2 crew enabled as our assistant, and we're going to be flying with the Microsoft Flight Simulator RTC provided by the sim. With that being said, let's jump into the cockpit and start setting up for our flight. Alright, so let's start setting up.
Set, Roger.
Okay, let's turn on the flashlight, lights, battery, and ground power, and parking brake set. The flashlight can go off. I'm gonna restart the FS2 Pro here just to be sure that we're gonna make this flight without any errors from this side, so let's do that. Let's start setting up.
Roger.
Good. So the aircraft is initializing right now, and let's go ahead and start setting up our FMC. Oh, this is gonna be our flight plan for today. So okay, we're gonna need a block of fuel of 7.6 tons. That should be enough for this flight. Let's request the fuel truck. And as for the payload, we're gonna be flying today 33 passengers, so 33 passengers on board. And as for the weight, says 3.7 for the payload. Will be 1,850 on each side. Let's set it that way. Okay. Let's see, the fuel truck is attaching to our aircraft right now. That is way better with the logo on. Okay, start fueling up. Okay, and before we're gonna continue to setting up our FMC, Okay, let's perform some quick checks. All the lights are seem to be working. Oxygen tested 100%. The configuration horn is alright as well. Let's go back to the IRS. Yeah, and the IRS is just fine as well. Let's get back to the FMC. I'm gonna use the last known position for today. And as for the flight plan, today we're currently in Rhode Island, which is Kilo Papa Victor Delta. So Kilo Papa Victor Delta. Alright, and as for our arrival, it's gonna be Kilo Bravo Delta Lima. Kilo Bravo Delta.
I'm out for the walk around.
Alright. Let's uplink our route. This is gonna be our route. Very short flight for today. Meanwhile, let's jump into the charts. We're currently at gate 0. But let's unload this flight from before and import our new flight. Okay, so this is gonna be our new flight. Right. Let's record the clearance from the ATC.
Providence clearance delivery Chase 1 Heavy IFR to Bradley ready to copy.
Chase 1 Heavy is cleared to Bradley Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 23 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 123.675 squawk 434
Okay. Squawk 4 2
Chase 1 Heavy, please acknowledge.
Un momento.
Chase 1 Heavy cleared to Bradley Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 23 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure on 123.675 squawk 434
Chase 1 Heavy readback correct. Contact ground on 121.9er. Good day.
Alright, so let's set our radius for our departure. So we're gonna be departing runway 23. So I'm gonna set the course to the runway course, which is 227. Okay, so I'm gonna set it 227 here. On my side and 227 on the first officer side as well. And also for the heading we're going to select it to 227 as well. Okay, let's continue setting up the the FMC, sorry.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. Departure via 123. We're gonna begin. The procedure will be factors for today's flight, the performance. Alright, so let's take another glance at our weight. So zero fuel weight is 52.90. climb for the 0 fuel weight. As for our plan fuel, it's 67.6. It's really still fueling up. Alright, take some time. 7.6 for our plan fuel. For the reserves, we're gonna go back to our flight plan fuel. Alright, alright. So for the reserves, we're gonna set the 1.3 tons for our reserves. The cost index for today's flight is gonna be 30, and the flight level for today will be 8,000. About the winds, so the average winds will be at 2 to 4 degrees at 22 knots for today's flight, and the temperature deviation is plus 13. So that's that. We're not going to use any noise abatement procedures. For the takeoff, we're going to use flap 5, LCG 23.1 with a beam of 4.64. This is going to be our takeoff speeds. Alright, so 143 here for the V2 speed. Okay, as you can see, the iOS is all lined up right now. Okay, flight directors are on. Auto throttle is on. VNAV is armed and heading is armed as well. Alright, let's move on to the air radios then. Okay, as for the radios, we're gonna set the first officer side for the local 80s, which is gonna be 124, that's amount 2. 124, that's amount 2. Okay. We're gonna set it to active, and the secondary 80s, which is 11 decimal 118 decimal 15 on standby. Okay, as for the navigations, for the navigation radio, we're gonna be setting this for our departing runway, which is 109 decimal 3, and we're gonna set it on both sides, 109 decimal 3, and as for our arrival airport, it's gonna be 111 decimal 1, and on the other side as well, 111 decimal 1. Okay, let's make sure that we hear the 80s.
Providence Airport
I'm back.
information.
No issues on the walk around.
0800 Zulu. Wind 204 at 7. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,800 feet, few clouds at 4,800 feet, few clouds at 13,800 feet. Temperature, 20. Dew point, 10.
Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up this flight over to Valenta and make sure that landing rate monitor is on my computer, which it is, and the Valenta software is active.
Flight slow.
It is. Okay, let's just enter
Pull
our
up.
flight into the Valenta so we can
Wind
keep
shear.
track of our
Wind
flight
shear.
here.
Wind
As you
shear.
know, we're making here
Terrain.
on the
Pull
channel
up.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
World Challenge. Now we're currently in the
Sink rate.
USA. We're going to be
Pull
visiting
up.
all 50 states
Terrain.
in the
Pull
United
up.
States.
Don't sink. Don't
And then
sink.
switching over to
Too low. Terrain.
to the Caribbean and
low.
South
Gear.
America.
Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Flight slow.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 2,500.
This is our flight
1,000.
rate from
500.
before.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Wind shear.
Okay.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low.
So let's turn off the slide here.
TCAS test. Pass.
Let's dim it just a bit. Okay, let's turn on the APU.
Hello.
Hi, here's the fuel slip.
Thanks.
Welcome. Have a nice flight.
Alright, let's do the
Starting engine 1. We have insufficient pressure for start.
pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches. Normal. Auto. Windows heat. On. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 001, altimeter 2992.
Heading 001. Altimeter 2992. Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist completed.
Let's see that we did not mess with anything here. And looks fine. Okay, so we did switch over to the APU, so let's release the ground power. And let's release also the fuel truck. This is gonna be, we're gonna set it up already our arrival right now because you know, this is gonna be a very short flight. Let's see if we're gonna be getting a direct or we're gonna be getting a, yeah, it's gonna be direct to KB probably. So we're gonna have it already set, and for the fixes, let's set already the fixes as well. So we want to have our fixes like this. So Kilo Bravo Delta Lima, Kilo Bravo Delta, Kilo Bravo Delta Lima. So we would like to have a 5 mile, 5 miles. And we would like also 10-mile marker on the airport. Okay, let's review our flight here. Let's get rid of this just for a moment now. So as you can see, it's gonna be a very short flight. Very short flight. Okay, so everything looks just fine. Let's request our taxi clearance already, you know, to see
Providence
what we're gonna
ground
get
Chase 1
here.
Heavy with uniform ready to taxi IFR.
Chase 1 Heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 23 using taxiway Delta, Foxtrot Charlie cross runway 3 for Charlie. Contact tower on 120.7 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 23 via taxiway Delta Foxtrot Charlie cross runway 3 for Charlie Chase 1 Heavy.
Delta Foxtrot. All her letters. Are not correct at all. I wonder if it's an add-on issue that I have here, or it's really not fit for the chart. I need to see that later on. To check this issue here with the taxiways, because the letters that she told us to do are not making any sense, and I don't see Delta anywhere around here. Yeah, no Delta. So we're gonna take a Tango, Charlie, and then Mike all the way to Alpha. That's gonna be our plan. Alright. Before start checklist.
Stand by. Check. We got a door light here.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a standard pushback and start off the gate. Taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. It'll be a left seat takeoff, using rated thrust. Planning a flaps 5 takeoff. Anti-ice will be off. Above 80 knots, we will reject for fire, engine failure, loss of control, or wind shear. The crew member noticing the abnormality will clearly state the problem. I will call reject or continue. If the decision is to reject, I will close the thrust levers and disengage auto throttle. Observe or apply maximum braking, raise speed brakes, apply maximum amount of reverse thrust consistent with conditions and bring the aircraft to a complete stop on the runway, stow the speed brake, and set the parking brake, advise the cabin, this is the captain speaking, remain seated, remain seated. I will then perform any necessary memory items or checklists as appropriate. If an evacuation is required, I will initiate the evacuation checklist. In the event of an engine failure after V1, we will continue the takeoff, rotate at VR, call positive rate gear up, and cancel the master caution.
Hello, Captain.
There
We are
will be
ready for
no other
pushback.
calls below 400 feet. At 400 feet, I'll call for a roll mode, then call confirm the failure. If required, we'll perform any necessary memory items, climb at V2 to V2 plus 20 to 1,000 feet AFL or TOCA, whichever is higher. Retract flaps on schedule. When flaps have been retracted at or above, flaps up,
Departure
maneuver
checks
speed,
completed.
call for
Bypass
level
pin
change
inserted.
if VNAV is not engaged. Set max continuous thrust, and call for the appropriate emergency checklist. We are under our maximum landing weight, so we are okay to make an immediate return. The departure routing will be via ATC vectors. No noise abatement procedures required. VNAV is armed. Flight directors are on. Mine is master, yours is slave. Navigation radios are set. The NOTAMs and the aircraft defect log have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
Locking gear.
Before start checklist.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. MCP,
V2 144, heading 227, altitude 08,000.
takeoff speeds.
V1 129, V-rotate 132, V2 143.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Free and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist complete.
Start sequence is 1, then 2.
Check.
Yes, so we are gonna be wanting our nose to the right, please.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Start engine number 1.
Starting engine 1. Oil pressure. Starter cutout. Number 1 stable.
Start engine number 2.
Starting engine 2. Oil pressure.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good
Starter
engine start.
cutout. Number 2 stable.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Flaps 5.
Unlocking gear. truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Flight control check complete.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice off. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall.
Check.
Check. Auto brake. RTO. Engine start levers.
Idle the tank.
Flight controls.
Check.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist completed.
Request taxi clearance.
Ground. Good morning. 1. Ready to taxi. Clear to taxi. 1.
Clear left.
Clear right.
So we're gonna go to Charlie now. This is gonna be our next best bet. And from Charlie, we're gonna take Mike all the way to the runway.
Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
Thank you. Here it says go, but on the chart it says something else. I need to look it up. So crossing on runway 16 now.
Approaching 16.
can roll onto the runway. Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Flaps 5, green light.
Stabilizer trim.
4.8 units.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
Approaching 2, 3. Approaching 2, 3.
Providence Tower, Chase 1 Heavy ready for IFR departure, runway 2 tree.
Okay, cabin crew, take your seats.
Chase 1 Heavy
Clear on the
altimeter
approach.
200.9,
Ready to go.
wind 204 at 7. Cleared for takeoff, runway 2 tree.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 2 tree, Chase 1 Heavy.
On runway 2, 3.
Takeoff.
Thrust set.
Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Check.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
V2. Positive rate of climb.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. .400 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy
Flaps
contact
1.
Providence departure
Speed
on
check.
123.675. Good day.
123.675 for Chase 1 Heavy.
Flaps 1 set.
Flaps up.
Speed check.
Providence departure, Chase 1 Heavy is passing
Flaps
1,900
up, set.
feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy, Providence. Departure
Autopilot on.
9.9 to continue to Papa Victor Delta as planned.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds. On. Packs. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Happy to release the cabin crew.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's pause for a moment. I did notice something and I don't know how that happened. I didn't set it to to this. But I noticed the dial seems to be way off. What the hell? How this happened? Anyway, never mind. With that all fixed, and we're gonna go to Papa Victor Delta. Then $1.
1,000 to level.
Alright. So let's select back
Ladies and
to
gentlemen, in just a few moments, we'll begin our meal service for the flight. Please refer to the menu given to you upon boarding for the 2 meal choices and your beverage choices available. We request that you keep the aisles clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently and also for your own safety. Thank you.
Alright, with that being said, let's start preparation for the descent. Nav radios are set. Alright, the final port is 238. 238. Set course to your side 238. Okay, I'll set it for you. Select Delnav. And let's also prepare for our approach qualification zone, and the procedure will be vectors, listen, approach altitude is 4,000 feet, final approach speed 3,000. Minimum 270 feet.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via ATC vectors. For an ILS approach, planning a flaps 30 landing. Final approach fixed altitude is 3,000 feet. Decision height is 270 feet. Missed approach altitude is 4,000 feet. Taxi route in will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a gate. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set. Airport NOTAMs have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their upright positions. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front of you or to overhead bin. Please turn off all electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. Thank you.
We'll be arriving via runway 24, complicated all the way to the end. Probably gonna be better to exit via Charlie 2. get one of the gates here probably. Charlie 2, Charlie Sierra to the gate. So this is going to be our planned taxi. The descent checklist already, okay? Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 150 feet. Recall. Check. Auto brake. Level 3. Landing data.
VRAF 142. Minimums
Chase 1 Heavy, contact Boston Center on 124.
VRAF 142. Minimums 270 feet. Approach
Going
briefing.
to 124.85
Completed.
Chase 1 Heavy.
Descent checklist completed.
Boston Center, Chase 1 Heavy, 8,000 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy, Boston Center altimeter 29.9 to continue as planned. Contact Bradley approach on 125.35. Good day.
Alright.
125.35 for Chase 1 Heavy. Bradley approach Chase 1 Heavy, 8,000 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy, Bradley approach altimeter 29.92. Continue to Blad as planned.
Okay, so we're gonna begin our descent any minute now.
Chase 1 Heavy, you are 28 miles east. Descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 24 approach via Kibby transition.
8,700 feet. Expect ILS runway 24 approach via Kibby transition cleared to Kibby Chase 1 Heavy.
Very short flight.
Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
And
Thousand to level. Radio altimeter alive. Cabin crew, take your seats. Final approach fix, height checked, missed approach altitude not set.
I'm gonna say just 1 second. Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters?
2992 set.
2992 set. Approach checklist completed.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1 set.
Chase 1 Heavy, you are 14 miles
Flat
northeast of
5.
Bradley. Contact
Speed
tower
check.
on 120.3 when inbound.
Tower on 120.3 Chase 1 Heavy.
Flaps 5 set.
Tower Chase 1 Heavy 13 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 24 approach.
Chase 1 Heavy Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, 2 wind 3 for 4 at 7. Cleared ILS runway 24 approach.
Cleared ILS runway 24 approach Chase 1 Heavy.
Gear down, flap 15.
Speed checked. Gear down.
Chase 1 Heavy wind 3 for 4 at 7. Cleared to land runway 24.
Flaps
Cleared to land
15
runway
set.
24 Chase 1 Heavy.
Flap 30.
Speed checked. Flaps 30 set.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continue.
Autopilot off. Speed brake.
On.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flap 30 green light.
Landing checklist completed.
One
1,000 feet. Stable.
Approaching 2-4.
Five 500 feet. Approaching minimum.
Approaching minimums. 300 minimums.
Minimums.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brake up.
Oh, that's not rough.
Reverse is normal.
One.
60 knots. Auto brake disarm.
100 meters remaining.
Chase 1 Heavy, exit runway when able.
Okay, to clean up.
Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chase 1 Heavy, contact ground on 121.9er. Seatbelt fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. The aircraft is parked safely at the gate. Will be your indication.
121.9er for Chase 1 Heavy.
We'd like to thank you for flying with us today. We appreciate your business and hope to see you again on a future flight.
Ground Chase 1 Heavy requests taxi to the gate.
Chase 1 Heavy, taxi to gate tree 5 using taxiway Bravo Alpha cross runway 6 Alpha Bravo.
Taxiing to gate tree 5 using taxiway Bravo Alpha cross runway 6 Alpha Bravo Chase 1 Heavy.
APU on the buses. Three minutes.
Okay. You know what? Let's request a follow me vehicle. Because it's not matching with my chart, so let's hold here for the follow me vehicle. Meanwhile, let's launch the alarm software and see what embarrassment of the landing we did. Oh, it was firm landing. 266 FPM. Follow the follow me vehicle here.
Approaching. 3. Approaching. 3. Approaching. 3. On runway. 3. Flaps.
Right, we're not looking off.
Check.
Lights and doors.
Check. Cabin crew disarm doors and cross-check.
Alright, so that's it for our short flight. Let's perform the shutdown checklist.
Roger. Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps off. Probe heat off. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps
Up.
parking brake
Released.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Off. Shutdown checklist completed.
Secure the aircraft. Secure checklist.
Secure checklist. IRS off. Emergency exit lights off. Window heat off. Packs off. Secure checklist complete.
So that's it for our flight right now. We're gonna take a little break and then we're gonna fly on to our next destination.
Set.
In just about an hour. I'm just gonna check also before we're gonna continue our flight. I'm gonna check the issue with the taxiways here, and that's it. That's about it. So I hope to see you. I hope to see you on the next stream as well. If you like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch, I much appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining in, and see you later.